Howdy guys, my name is Papa Conley. Welcome back. Time to open up the stream on the phone and then doot. It has not shown up yet on my phone. Give me a sec. Probably just some string delay or something. There we go. Alright, let's get started. Time to finish off the game. You know, real talk. I like, I think it might, I don't know. I think so far this might have been my favorite trial. I don't know. Really like this one. I think it's very entertaining. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you seem so distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? Looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, could you please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impax's suicide note? Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It is a fake. Order, order, order. Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what's going on? This was not written by Miss Impax, and who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Carita. Mr. Carita? Well, well. Looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note after all. Nor wrote anything about it on guard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Guard could not have known that, so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had to plot it to possess it. That does sound very plausible. This theory that Guard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Just gonna, yeah. The defense believes that the theory prosecution stated contradicts the testimony. Everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true. It's impossible for Mr. Guard to have known it was a fake. I'm guessing camera? What was this item called again? A video camera, Your Honor? Well, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right, a camera. You kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. On Guard knew of the existence of this note. Because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? If that were true, this means that Mr. On Guard would have known about that the victim had forged the note. So then the defendant knew that this suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. Prosecution's theory as to what Mr. On Guard's motive for murder was has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. On Guard monitored Mr. Carita for 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. On Guard didn't know of. Well, right back to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why did you show us some proof that the victim had made the forgery in an unknown place? Order, order, order. Mr. Edgeworth? Looks like this time it's you has dug his own grave. As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Engarde's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth is stuttering. That's not like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is the person, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, this is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley DeKiller to commit murder? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? It's, Yes, go on, who is it? The man himself. Mr. Shelley DeKiller. Oh, Mr. DeKiller. Wait, Shelley DeKiller? You mean the killer, I mean the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this alright with you? Do I have a choice here? Can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. What if it really is alright to do this? Very well, then not even the judge knows if this is legal. It's like, yeah, I don't know the legality of the situation, but instead of looking up, fuck it. Let's bring in Shelley DeKiller. Very well, then, the prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please. Okay, yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, no, never mind. I was gonna say, what? Very good, sir. My name is Shelley DeKiller, and I am a professional assassin. I say! What is going on here? Your Honor? How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. DeKiller will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got was about. Oh no, this will not do. I can't allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. DeKiller himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are, in fact, Shelley DeKiller. Understand, please wait a second. I'm so hungry. Maya! Maya! A voice! Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley DeKiller. Looks like we arrived to yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so... Now then, witness. There's one thing I'd like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct? It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida. Gulp. Now that we have that the answer, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. It's a bad dream. Shelley DeKiller. What is he going to say? There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason why I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Mr. De Killer seems to be a very clever man. I don't say he seems to be mocking us. Well, he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor. Mr. Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about his trust between his clients and himself thing? Seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me could comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so please stay cool and collected, Phoenix. We can hear anything you have to say. Later, can you please just tell us your clients? I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something that I must first state. Do you not know what the word first means? Sorry, go on. Well, it appears that this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright. That's only because you don't know about Maya's situation. The trust between you and your client? I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you're testifying in this manner? This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so that my clients can trust me. Couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? This never happened before, but if it ever did, yes, that person wouldn't be my client for very long. It would certainly... That's enough, please, no more. Very well, it was only a hypothetical anyway. This seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client? I think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die? I didn't say anything. The judge can better watch himself. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. That egomaniacal. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you. Somehow, that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. Maybe it's because it's, you know, his job to kill people. I don't really care about all this extra fluff, so just tell us the name already. Patience, try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and closed, so you're gonna have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. Case. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said your client had already broken the rules. A person who thinks is the worst kind of human. Oh. Oh, that's how you feel, huh? Well, isn't that awkward for us? And that's why you feel you could betray this person? I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell me. What is it? No, I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness? What was the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is? Yeah, he actually doesn't have that much of a conscience. Yeah. We just sent an innocent person to jail. Yeah. What? Witness. That's not who you told me it was earlier. So, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Andrew Andrews. What? This can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. DeKiller just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. DeKiller told him a different name. Matt on guard, perchance. I knew it! This is outrageous! I was deceived! This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned the witness! You Shelly DeKiller. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is not on guard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. DeKiller's client who was requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt on guard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all quite a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached the verdict. Bailiff. Bailiff, please, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, on guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And on guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed that? Oh wait, nope. Why did I do? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelly the Killer is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now. It was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was horrible. Horrible lie. But Mr. the Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. A knife at the button, donning the nickel samurai costume. But that's... You even have a motive. You know that Miss Celeste Impact was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you want revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. I know, Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. Have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Oh! Oh, okay, that's what it means. Phoenix? I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt on guard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, I'm no better than on guard. Even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the facts. That it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gone on guard convicted so many times over. I never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? Never thought about it until now. I trust him. Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, please, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right? But that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through this witness's lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish connection with Mr. the Killer. Right away, Your Honor. Has the verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What's he talking about? Usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder why no one likes to go to court? Well, that probably also, you know, depending on the reason you're going to court, it might be because you're guilty, or you might be the defendant in the case, you know. About my client part 2.
I thought I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for a crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said the client had broken the rules.
This is the most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Objection!
Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need a question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. Scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies that so beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes 2 of us. About my client part 2. What is it, Mr. Wright? If I press him the wrong way, I might raise suspicions on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit.
Yes?
How much is your fee?
I see you're also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney.
God damn.
Huh? If you'd like to talk business, we can do so after the trial.
No. I'm not thinking of hiring Mr. Wright. Yes. You want to kill me. You want me dead, don't you? Why would you think something like that, Your Honor? Guilty! Mr. V is right. You are hereby declared guilty. Witness, let's continue. Would you disclose the name of your client? They're your client, are they not? I don't think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill.
If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job.
Ah, yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you.
However, I will say this. Even though I'm the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party.
That goes without saying, Mr. Dick Killer.
And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt.
Are you talking about the button and the knife?
Yes, and my business card.
Oh, this card.
So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. Always make it a point to make things as easy as possible.
You try to make things easy?
My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service.
He's pretty devoted to his work.
But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife? I even hide my card from sight. That's something I cannot overlook.
It really is hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being near. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing?
That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I suggest you plan your alibi too.
No, I already told you I have no intention of using your services ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? From the very beginning?
That is correct, from before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times.
I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. So, why do you think your client did that?
What do you mean by why?
Sorry, I didn't mean to skip that. And why would someone who had to request a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true.
I guess it was probably done to frame Mr. Odgard.
If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it?
Sadly, that is not possible.
Huh?
My job is to kill, that is all, and leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my client can escape blame. To protect themselves is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall.
And that is all you have to testify?
Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again.
Again? As in you plan to continue?
I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney?
I'm sorry, I just love the whole, like, mini storyline of... Hey, Phoenix, you want to buy an assassin? Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really. Are you really now? I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you going to do now, Phoenix? All I can do is expose the lies. That's true, however, you realize that will be very bad for our client, right? I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. I'm just gonna press over everything again just in case. Just making sure. Now being extra careful. Okay, yeah. I guess maybe plant the, or not plant. I guess maybe bring up the camera? Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement? I'm not sure I follow you. This clear contradicts the, I thought... That's not very sure, Mr. Wright. Objection denied. I think that one points at me from the judge. Planting of the knife and... I feel like it's gotta be like... Oh no. I'm gonna debate the cheat sheet just to figure out if my theory is correct. And I'm supposed to, like... Because, like, I'm guessing what I'm supposed to do. Let's go back here. I'm guessing I'm supposed to present, like... maybe, like, the bear on one of these? I feel like. Yeah. Although I'm not entirely sure of myself. And I don't want to, like, waste my time just completely trying over and over again. Oh, okay, no, never mind. My guess is very wrong. Very, very wrong, in fact. Was it on the wrong... Oh, wait! Okay, no, I'm not supposed to present the wine glass there. I'm supposed to... Supposed to present the wine glass here. There we go. Oh yeah, no, that would make sense. I'm just stupid. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller.
What's the meaning of that attitude?
When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Mr. Juan Creed had been murdered.
But how? How?
Oh, wait, but how? How do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
Why am I... I'm reflexively putting my hand like I do with the killer. Just reflexively doing that for just no reason. From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass. Mr. Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Creed had only fainted. Which is why... Which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured out for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That's not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct?
I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, your client should have a bad knowledge of Mr. Krita's death. If not, that could only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all.
How strange.
Yes?
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation?
Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I am positive that there was a contradiction to that testimony. Where's him with the... Oh, no, anyways. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Very well.
Alright, now I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here, I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items.
This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I've made no mistakes.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Requesting. Taking your requests. 1 week ago, are you sure?
Yes, I'm quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations. I was barely able to finish. Will you request my services, Mr. Attorney? I hope you'll keep that in mind.
Please stop.
In any case, my client has a very specific date and time in mind.
Specific date and time? Did you ask why that specific night?
No. I'll try to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions.
Your suspicions, huh? So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night?
I'm sure it was all for the bear.
The bear?
My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in her lawn creator's room. I'd like you to retrieve that item for me.
You're talking about this bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference, after all.
That is correct. If I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Testimony just now made one thing clear, and that is that the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Huh? Why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that. Oh, really? Witness, please continue with your testimony. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right?
Of course I did.
What was that? Was that the brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details.
I always meet my client as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail.
And why is that?
That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now any importance? Of course, it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. Killer had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he was mistaken. So you say that his client really was Adrian Andrews? I guess so.
You see, it's just as I said.
Grr. I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Now then, would the witness please continue? So your client was Adrian Andrews.
That is correct.
Well, he says the two of them met, but if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. You have to draw more information from him, but you can't draw suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere. Talk about a delicate balance. I love how you said it was not important. What do you mean by that? Ah. My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. I was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. That's when I thought I could trust this person as a client.
That's true that they say about talking face to face. That's right, was the testimony of any importance just now? I heard what I think I heard just now. I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Huh? Really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well.
What do you mean?
Adrian Andrews turned out to be a client who couldn't stick to the rules, right?
Well, yes. I suppose you are correct.
Sounds like you checked one last time. Are you sure what your testimony is accurate? I'd like to go over this one more time. Met Adrian Andrews at the bar and took the request at that time.
Yes, that is correct.
And that is when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I
repeat myself? Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale.
What?
Shelly the Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews.
Well, why would you say that?
Because you made one very big slip-up. About her.
So, what is the issue?
Well, what did you say just now?
About her?
If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have been enough to tell you that she is a woman. And the device exploded. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is this meaning of this? This witness testified the following. That he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. Means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. What? How?
What the hell is coming out?
What is coming out of the transceiver? What? Like oil or something? Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has something to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unlucky for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so, he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What's going on here? What's going on? Shelly the Killer! This court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course.
Please, if you'll allow me to testify once more.
I know, he's just going to get to spit out more lies. Very well, but this time, please give us the truth and nothing but the truth. Request taking part 2.
Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. There have been times where I took a job without having to meet my client. The request for the murder was a form Kuda and two or three other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought to my client to be a man.
So you took this job through a letter. You didn't mention anything about letter in his earlier testimony, which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break this assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients?
Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible.
But didn't you meet your client this time?
No, I did not.
Oh, come now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse.
Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me.
Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like you want to present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. the Killer met with his client? I do believe we do have proof. Because of the bear. Unless I have to try and prove something here. Very well, I will show you proof. Are you sure about this, Phoenix? Here's proof that the witness met with a client who wished Mr. Kurita dead. Job fair. So, what do you think? You may say,
what do you think? However, I am, for all intents and purposes, a transceiver radio.
Oh, that's right, you can't actually see the evidence.
Well, I don't think this was one I needed to see. I could hear the pure silence in the air. There.
I think my mother just got home. Yeah. In any case, let's continue with testimony. And why would you not meet certain clients?
Recently, I've been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities.
Nice business opportunities?
On top of which, the times have changed. It's now the age of information computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail.
Electronic mail? Do you have a mail in that specific insulated envelope?
Ah, I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. Meant by electronic mail is what's commonly referred to as email.
Email? In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot, hands down. Anyways, he took this job without having met the client, and... two or three other things?
Yes.
What were these other things?
A few other things have nothing to do with this case.
What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? What bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way and he got mad? Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Oh no.
Mr. Attorney?
Yes?
Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client.
Oh no.
Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination.
Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's...
I smell the sense of a backstabber. Or should you turn out to be one?
Wait. Uh-oh. This is looking bad, really bad. I should press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? I love bad ideas. This is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what the other jobs your client requested were.
If it's really that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine.
The bear figurine?
After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was as important as the actual killing.
And where was that figurine?
It was inside Mr. Kurita's suitcase.
And then, what'd you do next?
I handed it over to my client right away.
You gave it to your client? Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Would this please include what you just stated in your testimony?
As you wish.
I found this figurine at Mr. Enguarde's mansion. Here's Miss Andrews, and what is it doing there?
It's waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Enguarde, I'm sure.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? Sus. So the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews. I know somewhere in that statement there is a contradiction. And yet, I know that if I present something trivial here, he will cut the connection on his end. I want to make a strong point, Phoenix. I present strong evidence. Right, so now what, Mr. Dr. Wright? Let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine. She told you to take the bear and wait for her at On Guard Mansion. Is that correct?
Yes. Where are you going with this?
Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. What? It's the battle of wits. I can't let up on him. I'm checking just in case to make sure my idea is correct. Again. Okay, no, it's not. Okay, nope. Nope, never mind. I'm not gonna do what I was about to do. Shelly the Killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, this item should not have been inside of it.
This item?
I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where is everyone? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. I was going to burn it. For her sake. Even for a single minute. This bear had actually been Miss Andrews' hands. But I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out of the burn bin. Order, order, order. So that's where you two were going. So the fact that this suicide note was still inside the bear, tell us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means, it means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Oh. Order, order, order! Mr. Phoenix, right? I'm sure I mentioned this before.
Oh, I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement.
No, that's not...
That's enough. If that's your intention, there's only one thing for me to do.
Oh, wait, please.
Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to.
No, please. Not that. Please, wait.
Mr. Attorney! Bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand. Otherwise...
What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Miss Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor? I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this. Keep this up. Maya, she'll... The prosecution, What has come over everyone? Even you are... Prosecution rests. What's going on around here? Prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. Prosecution rests with no further questions. Then the prosecution has failed to uphold the stance. If that's the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. Does that mean that Shelly DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews? Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. If I had the trial here right now, then your client, Matt on guard, would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Miss Andrews would be charged with murder? Prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt on guard, to the stand. The editor from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. Can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Dude, did that old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You've done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. Heh. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. On guard? What atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like spring breeze crap is just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? Better get that on guard, guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die. Let's say he's innocent. Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. They say he's guilty or not guilty. The choice I make, someone's life is going to end. Launches on what I choose. On the topic of choices. Now then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. The person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews. Their client, Mr. Matt on guard, is innocent. There's no need to ask. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's going to say what I want, aren't you? Right? I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt on guard, is... Fuck it. We're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt on guard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Matt on guard is...
Objection!
Was the whip really necessary? Franziska von Karma? What are you doing? Ow! You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you never take your eyes off that scruffy fool. Did you bring them, the final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here is in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All the items are inside this. What a filthy old coat this is. That's Gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there's nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial. And all for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence is presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence, down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. Well, you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. These items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please. These evidence are left behind by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there'll be something that will turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it. All we can hope for now. First item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Does the pistol have any relation to this case? Maybe I have to perform a ballistics test so I can say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me. She really just said, "It's the pistol he shot me with, you asshole." That's the pistol he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it'll be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Franziska. Probably not going to help us very much. Pistol added to the court record. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. I bet the killer took that from Enguarde's mansion. You checked the contents of that tape? Fortunately, there was no time to. Oh, yeah. Well, I would speculate that this tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it? The killer went back for it? That's right, it looked like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looked like they managed to protect it from the killer. Shelly the Killer is no ordinary man. Videotape adds to the court record. Last few evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Was that used during the crime? I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. What about the killer was wearing? Guess I'll deny the murder. There's one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There's a button missing on this uniform. Button? It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it'd provide us with an interesting clue. Bellboy's uniform adds to the court record. All I have to present. That is all I have to present, Your Honor. Just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure we were under normal circumstances. These items from Shelly the Killer's hideout would have been very important clues. However, one question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. These 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. I'm going to step down now. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine the new evidence. Overruled. This court already has the evidence needed to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. Come this far, you can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's try. For my sake, just think about it for a second. There are two ways out of this situation for us. Two? The first? Man on guard wished from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If on guard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostages go. Or hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking you to do the impossible. The second way, force the killer to end his contract with On Guard. If the killer were no longer to think of On Guard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Yeah, that's even more impossible. He's a man who values his duty towards his client above all else. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first. If you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. I mean, I can think of one that we could make possible. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around? In case the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person needs the evidence? The defense, prosecution, and the judge, we have all seen the pieces of evidence. That is how we have come to know the truth. There's one person who has yet to see them all. That person does not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring the miracle in the end. There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
Objection!
I've already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I'm just saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then what do you want to show the evidence to? That person... Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance. What, one chance? Please show us your evidence for who you think is the right person.
Objection!
That's impossible. Turn this situation into a one try. One try. That is all I will permit. I have to try and remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. The way to save Maya while taking On Guard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to? I see. And now, tell this court what the one piece of evidence you'd like to show this person. Do you want to present... No, because, like, it'd probably be better to... Yeah, right? Yeah, no. Yeah, no, it'd be the videotape to show, right? I feel like it's gotta be the videotape. There's no way it's the gun or... Yeah, no, it's gotta be the videotape. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright, looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right? Did I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape that was found at your hideout. I heard that you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back.
That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape.
I thought so.
I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard.
Do you know the contents of this tape?
I was sternly told by my client not to watch it. So I have absolutely no idea.
Actually, you are on this tape.
Me?
There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Who was it that planted a camera?
Well, the only one person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right?
Yes.
That was so they could film you.
I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I'd like to know why.
Why did man on guard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. Only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? Oh!
It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning.
Yes, by a natural. That's the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That's the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness.
Yes?
You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you test traitors most of all.
Yes, that is right.
What if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then?
That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment.
I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn his case around.
Mr. Wright?
Yes?
My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item.
What the? I'm not an item! Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness. Yeah! But Miss Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Oh, Mr. On Guard. Looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You'll finally receive the acquittal you want so badly. You should be happy. Before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is that alright with you, Mr. Wright? We finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him. Go on, plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief? Man on guard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even though you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life will be in danger. No matter which way you look at it, you can't run away from your crime anymore. No! Oh, okay, you just scratched up your face even worse than it already was. Wow. That's... ooh. Jeez. Yikes. Yeesh. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. I don't remember you helping out that much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard? I've left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whipped leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. Let me tell you about the time when Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. But after that, I was alone in the detention center. That's the first I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. This is also not the reaction I was also not expecting to get credit for that, but you know, I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. You know, ignoring the fact that the entire time I was basically just trying to, you know, I don't really know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there's still a few things I'm confused about. Rowan seems to be in good spirits. And that is good enough for me. That is all. The court is adjourned. March 23rd, 5:14 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all that to what's really important. Now realize that there's just something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moment before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final piece of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Now then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. I can't count the evidence to help me. My client, Matt on guard, is he guilty? Or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. right. Edgeworth? I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? But Pearls, you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Ah, Mystic Maya. Mystic Maya is safe. You did it. You really did it, Mr. Nick. Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Thanks. Oh, what's wrong? Miss Von Karma. About earlier, thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you're still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She made in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish man. I fought him in my usual manner, and I tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. So what you're saying is she'll finally understand once we, like, get her convicted of murder. Or, sorry. Get her accused of murder. Get her framed for murder. And then I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. You know, except for, like, after one more case, but, you know. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well as you should have. Prosecutor has ashamed himself of defeat, should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. It was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so,
Objection!
no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach the one singular truth. This I promise you. The truth? Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. I'm sure you knew that, right? Didn't you? Right. That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set out on victory. Who ran into the night. Ah. Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool. Miss Von Karma. I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You're no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. I just got through something at the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Ah! Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay. Nick! She's alive! Maya? Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Hey! Happy screenshot at the end. Oh, Nick, you rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Growl. Alright. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick. Food. Grub. Chow. I'm starved. I'm so hungry. Even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm prime rib at least. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I decided we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food! What? How? Oh. I'm sorry, what? No. No. We are going to the crime scene that you got kidnapped from to eat. I don't know how I feel about Coatless Gumshoe. It's like oddly, he looks like, I don't know. He looks like a very buff salary man, and I don't know how to feel about that. It feels wrong. I don't like it. Hey pal, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him. You did it again, city boy. I feel like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight, even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone's gathered around. Y'all gotta get your pictures taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lana bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, Detective. Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Ah, well, you know, it's... Huh, wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout... Oh, sure, I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There's a fourth item? Ah, come on, y'all. It's over. Ooh, boy, I tell you, you really are something else. You can get accused of murder and getting kidnapped. Never a dull moment with you, huh? You think so? Why don't you look happy about that? You got away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, I was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where is this picture? Yours. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyways. Sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. Beep, 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 beep. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing's picking up something. Or it's picking something up. Ah, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. Can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, her device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. You're eating way too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. Anyone should be saying thanks. It should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. Give him the... Actually, can I give him the whip? Can I give him the whip? Okay, yeah, I can present the whip.
Take that!
What's this? Thank you. It's not all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. Looks like Mr. Edgeworth had left Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya? Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey. Stop. Stop. She was 17 in the last game. We heard her to stop. Stop it. No. No. Stop. You and Mr. Nick, I mean. But Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway. So who's paying for this lovely dinner party? If you need to ask. I want to say thank you to Nick. Huh? Ah, yeah, I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kinda already put your name on the bill. Huh? Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. This camera shop and this hotel, see... I just bought myself this good old beauty here, and better be anyhow for 3,000. Huh? Huh? Wait... Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Huh? 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 Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Aw, you don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal, time to let it all out. It's going to be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. Alright then, if you say so.
Objection!
Alright. I mean... I think like the actual sort of like gameplay of like figuring out like what stuff to present and all that and the puzzles and all that. I'm gonna be honest, the first game was better. But like, I don't know. I just feel like I got a lot more enjoyment out of Justice for All than I did for the first game. So I don't know. I'm sorry, what? What's going on? Oh, there's like stuff going on with the credits. Well, looks like I'm back to the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. He said that things like letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everyone is the only way to live, pal. No, that's good. He's alive again. Or, he's a detective again. Well, let's get to see what other characters do. I'm Maggie Bird, and retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. Bring smiles and joy to people who come by the restaurant, sir. Hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. That's one option, I guess. Fair enough. Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Dr. Hottie. Rick Hottie. Oh. Recently, yes. That girl, you know? I haven't seen her around. Yes. If I remember, if I even laid so much of an eye on her, I would go, crack. Didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes. Oh. It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, sweetie. And let the world know we are serious. I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? I think if they're already talking bunnies, they won't be laughing at Mo's jokes. Oh, come on, we don't get to see Mo? I want to see Mo. Show me Mo. I want to see Mo. Let me see Mo, damn it. Yeah! I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm going to be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls, represent. We got our new act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, Will. You're supposed to get this off. Get on with it. There you go. I'm happy. That's all I wanted to see. I need to see Funny Clown Man. What is this dress? It's like an ordinary something. I can't believe this. Really? How long do they plan on making me do this? But it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that means I must have deep hidden meaning. But why do I keep getting the feeling that they wouldn't forget about me, would they? I'd never liked this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy. Treat me like royalty. And feel pain, you only going to burn. Feels me burn playing fire dangerous because the warehouse. There they store the scenery. Burn. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right, I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone.
It's become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage.
He has a website now. May we both be blessed with longevity. I can't believe this assassin just has a website. I like to imagine like it's not even like a dark web website either. It's just a normal website. Just a .com. March 23rd, 9:42 p.m. International Departures Gate 12. Oh, so is it Franziska's turn to just disappear forever? Where are you going, Franziska? I was joking. How'd you know I was here? With this. That's... I heard you were planning things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy, drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash. I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that, man. He told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things? Seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. Put it in here? Doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska, so many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what, and failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius, there's no doubt about that. But me? I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be the one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave this to me to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. You prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth. I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That's supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can, just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You're going to use her during the trial, right? But you're dependent on your father by using his tactics, isn't that right? Today, you chased after me after I left you behind all these years. And that's why you were standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you're going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma. I am Franziska von Karma. I think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Yada yada, power of friendship and lawyers. Fuck. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, This last piece of evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. What? Why did you take the fourth piece of evidence? Why? I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. But that's just... Alright. Alright. Anyways. Yeah, I think I like this game more. You know, I don't feel like this game is as good as the last one. But I do think I got more enjoyment out of it. So anyways, I'm going to end things off here. Thank y'all very much for watching, and I'll see you later. There we go. And next time we're going to go back to Library of Ruina. I've been putting it off because I'm not ready to deal with the floor. Deal with the floor of language again, but we'll go back and I'm gonna beat it, I swear to God.